Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Balram Prasad and I'm working with Microsoft as a senior software engineer. So in previous demo, we have seen how to create app services, how to create a normal REST-based API with Visual Studio and deploy it to Azure App Services. We also developed a normal CRUD operations REST API using Azure SQL and Entity Framework. Now we are going to extend that application and we are going to instrument some logging over there. We are going to add some logging with the help of Application Insight SDK. So what is Application Insight? Application Insight is a tool and service provided by Microsoft Azure. It helps us to monitor our web application, API and backend applications. It collects the data how apps are being performing or how they are being used. The key feature is live website monitoring, performance matrices such as load time, server, API response time, error reporting analytics, or we can set up availability testing to check if our site is up or running. So when we use Application Insight, we can identify quickly issue. Sometimes we can get the details before user notice, like if your server is not responding, your API is not performing very well, or it is taking more than a configured milliseconds, then we can understand, right? If we put it properly into that user application, we can detect user click behavior. We can figure out how to improve user experience, right? It helps the developer to find out how the performance of API in app when load is there, how we can debug, because we can capture exception and crashes with all the input data, so we can know that what is happening. We can also set up some alert and dependency tracking. We can also put custom telemetry depending upon our need. So in this demo, we are going to create Application Insight and then we are going to use Application Insight SDK into our ASP.NET Core REST-based API, and then we will test that one from Visual Studio, and then we are going to deploy to Azure App Services using Visual Studio. And then we can see how we can run some Kusto query languages to see what is being logged and how it looks like. So if you have not seen previous video, this is that API app where our API has been deployed, and if I browse that API app URL, then Swagger UI will be opening. If I have to type that one. So Swagger UI, where we have a movie controller, then we have all the CRUD operations over there. And also this is our code where we have written a movie DB context to connect to our Azure SQL, our controller, where we have written all the CRUD operations. Now we are going to update this controller and add logging and see how it looks like. For that, let's go ahead into manage Nuget packages and add one package which is called Microsoft.applicationinsight.asp.NET code. Let me install. Once this is installed, we need to go to our program.cs. Once we are into program.cs, let's write some code. Let's start with AI options equals to new application inside service options. This will give us options to say that what is the connection string and other things. So we will put that. We will take from environment variable. So let's put that from environment get environment variable, and we can put into double quotes. Let me use this name, and then we can go and say that builder.services.add application inside telemetry. We can pass this option. So this add application inside provides multiple overloads for these functions. One of the oldest way was there to provide the instrumentation key, but that is now deprecated, so we can use this one. Now we will go ahead and grab this connection string by creating app inside from Azure and getting that connection string, and then we will update inside our JSON file app setting.json, and then we will instrument our code into controllers. So let's go into Azure portal. to our Azure resource group, and let me quickly create application insight. You see that one, application performance ability and usage information at fingertips. Is my website is available all the time? Is that user experience responsive and other things? So that we can monitor. And let me create. And there are two modes for resources, classic and workspace. Classic is being deprecated, so we have to go to workspace based. Now, as we see, if we search from here, going into transaction search, because just now we have created, there will won't be any log. So all the things are 0. So now let's grab this connection string from overview pane of application inside, and let's go back and update into our app setting.json. So once we are done with this one, it should look like that application inside and then connection string and connection string the value which is copied from Azure. So once we are done with this one, this SDK provides us a ILogger interface with implementation which will push the data into our log. And this is the ILogger interface where we can use some of the functions such as log critical, log debug, log error, log information, and other things that we can use. Let's go ahead inside our movie controller and start using this one. ILogger of any controller. Let's see that movie controller, and then we can say this logger. And similar way we have to deliver this. Similar way we can say that I will eat only, and let's put a logger. Okay, logger one. Similarly, and let's assign this, and now we can go and say that in now if we go and see in any function like get movie, if we wanted to add log, then we can say logger dot, and it will give that different methods like log information, log debug, log warning. What is the different way you want to log critical, debug, error, all this is going to come. So let's log information here, and we can provide message and also object as a parameter. So I'm going to say that hey move get movie called, right? Simple. Now similar way we can instrument and we can add this logger to different piece of code, like if we wanted to say that hey in this case get movie, like movie did not found, right? We have searched with this given id, and if anything not found we are returning not found. Then we can say that log.log warning, and we can put that given id. This can go to warning. Similarly, if we wanted to put like, hey, this is also a warning kind of scenario where given movie ID is not matched for update, right? So that we can put that given when not match. Please. Let's say that one after we have put here the warning, we can also put the error. Let me update it. Code and put exception, and I can do that logger dot log error. So this is going to take whole exception, and we can see that. Similar way, if you wanted to put anything like information for any places, right? Get movie called. Let's see, get movie called with So this is the way we can instrument, and if we are calling any helper method, we can put that use the ILogger in helper method. So how many deep you have classes, you can use this one depending upon your structure of the project, depending upon your complexity of project. So this is how we can instrument using ILogger. Now let's see that one, if it is able to send any log to application inside and how it looks like from local, and then we can deploy into app services. Now let's see that get all movies. We have one movie, so we can see now only one movie. So I am going to say that get movie number 5, right? 6. Let's see. So now it is saying not found. Then also I can try to put something over there, which is going to throw some exception. So it is saying that bad request. So it takes, once we run that one, it takes couple of minutes to come inside application, inside all the details. And we can also see from our output, right? Let's see output, that it is trying to send something into application inside telemetry. All the matrices it is trying to send, all the request, whatever request is coming. All these details like we have instrumented, right? This get movie with 6. So we can see that it is going to send that all the details, so we can figure out. Now let's see that if everything is fine, then it should be coming into a couple of minutes here. So now if we see that all is coming, that we have given match for put operations, all the details are coming. So we can go and see that there are 12 requests. So if we refresh, now we can see that same thing, everything is came here, and we can go in more details what it logs. So if we see that one, whatever message we set, it is pulling from that ASP.NET Core environment variable. So this is development, and we can set depending upon which environment it is, right? And that what was the request path, we can click on show all, so that it can show more little bit, all the details are coming. And if we see request, you can filter based on event type, that what happens. So if we see dependency, so it might have called SQL Server, right? So this is dependency for SQL Server, and using this feature we can figure out that how much time our DB calls are taking, right? It took 1.33.7 milliseconds, right? And that's how we try to optimize our performance also, by seeing that how much time it is taking. Right now there will be no exception because there is nothing exception, but I will show you. And we can see that how many requests came, so how many times API we called and other things, it will start coming on that piece. All the details, swagger was called, browser link was called, all the request. And for API we have this many, 3 API we called, right? So this came, and then let me add little bit more code over there, right? So we have put here that what exception came. Let me simulate that. So if I'm trying to put movie, right, and then I can try to say that throw exception. I do not want, I just wanted to test that, so I'm putting that throw new exception. So just I'm trying to simulate the DB down. Also we can try to update if any of the log saying that one, let's, instead of logger, that log trace, it should go into log trace, so we can see that how it looks like. And also there is another way to do this, all these things. We can say that logger.log, and then we can provide the details that, hey, I wanted to log label dot information or any log label, right? Let's see that label, and it provides a enum, a debug information, warning, and other things. And this all you can put into code, but you can configure what is going to log inside application JSON. So we can put that way, we can put this message. And in production you might want to disable some of the log labels and other things, that can be done by a configuration itself. We do not have to change and remove code, so that is good thing. And also we can extend this classes and other things and use custom implementation for that. So now let's see that put, right? I have just added the put, so it should be ID. So I'm putting that ID, and now if you see, it did not find. So it will be 400, and then we can execute one which will be fine. So it should be throwing exception, right? Let me see. Get that movie first, and then so I got this movie. This is the movie which I want to update. So let me put it here so that validation does not fail, and then all is okay. I'm going to update video 3. It should not throw our exception. So DB is down, right? And now in some time, we can go and see how it looks like inside our application inside, right? Let's go to application inside and let's see in exception. So right now it will come. It is, so yeah, DB is down, and we can see that all the trace will be coming. So we can see that call stack and other thing is coming, and this is very helpful in scenario where we want to see that what exception came into production, which line of code it came, and other details. It really help us on that debugging piece and support piece. Let me deploy this quickly, and then we can see one more time from API why I want to see that one. That if we see right now, right, if I will click on show all, then role instance and client IP is 00, right? This is from my system, it is being called. So let me deploy, and how it changes once I deploy to app services, we will see that. So let me go ahead and deploy. And we generally put this kind of logs inside API, inside backend function, inside web applications, so that we really know that what is happening, from where our site is being hit, what is the performance and other things. So it deployed right now, and let me configure that our connection string inside our API. Right now I can go and say new application, and I can see. Now let me click from this details. This is a deployed website. Okay, it came, and then I can do one post movie. Post post. Let's try with 5 and app log. So okay, identity is off, so we do not have to. Identity is configured, so we do not have to pass that. So this is created right now. Success. So let's go and see our logs now. If you see this one, this just came, right, because we were doing that where identity insert was off, so it was giving that one which line of code it came, so all the details is coming. And also let's see more, and we just posted one movie, and if we see that details, right, all the details is coming. And I wanted to show you this one role name, right? Role name is coming from now this API app, and all this IP and what is the city it is deployed and other things will start coming. And if your performance benchmark is less than 250 millisecond, another thing will start coming, right? Successful request 201 response is there, and we can build on this one, adding more insight, adding going deeper. And now if we see that And if you see that one option was there, right? We got that exception, and it gives whole trace that we posted on the movie, and then it went into SQL, and SQL was able to throw exception, and all the exception came, right? So it is very useful feature to debug. Now, if we go a little bit more details, so we just saw that how to search log using this feature, right? We will see later that how we can build that all the different things, like how availability will start showing up, how the failure will start coming up. All this we see that one, that put movie failure was there, how many post made movie failed, how many get movie failed, what type of different exception came, all will start coming, and we can build dashboard, we can analyze with workbook. And I also wanted to show how Kusto query language we can run. So we can go to log, which will take us inside that log analytics. And if we go inside log analytics, we can see different tables, right? Different table, and we can start running the query. So if exception, if wanted to see, we can go ahead and see that what exception is there. We can start filtering on that one, that hey, if I wanted to see that one, that exception was type, right? If certain type, if I wanted to see contains SQL or something, right? Then it can go ahead and filter based on that, only that kind of things. Or also if we wanted to check based on request, that if we wanted to run anything on the request, then we can run request and see that all the request. If we wanted to filter based on any right, result code or something, right? Let's see that if we wanted to based on operations, right? Suppose we have operations or performance bucket, or what duration it took, operation name, if we wanted to post on operation, if any specific operation we wanted to do, all the details we can do, like say that operation, where operation name equals contains, or right, post, let's see that post one, right? So only post related things will start coming on that page. If we wanted to go and run based on trace, right? Trace is one of the table here, so we can see traces, and then let's see what details are coming into traces first, then we can put the criteria on that one. So we see that all the traces is started coming, given that information and other things are coming. So this is how we can instrument our code and use application inside, and we can build and monitor our apps, right? So we just saw that how to enable the logs inside our code. We can enable mode logging with the help of web server logging. We can enable which logs all the details which is happening inside web server, and using turn on. So we can use existing resource, or we can create a new resource. So if we go ahead and select existing resource, whatever application inside into our, we just created this one, so we can attach that, and more logs from web server, it will be started coming. And we will see a little bit more into different video how to enable web server logs, so how to check that one, all the details if you are facing and your application is not coming out. Because once application will come out, then these logs will help, because then your API and other things is being hit. But if your apps is still not coming up due to different DLL issues, or any configuration is missing, then we can see by a different way, and we will talk about that one into different video. I hope you will like this video, and please do subscribe and share our videos with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.